Hey there, and welcome to another figure unboxing. Shocker, shocker. WWE figure. I know. I'm so predictable when it comes to that. But this week we've got the Walmart exclusive Monday Night Wars Eddie Guerrero. Right there, you can see the back. Front, he comes with the Cruiserweight title. My favorite wrestler, or Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler. 3 heads. So, I'm really bad at this reverse stuff. Several hands, and a slimmer figure than his last Ultimate that I think was also a Walmart exclusive because it was the Ruthless Aggression one. But 5'8" from El Paso, Texas, the finisher of the Frog Splash. Career highlights: a WCW United States Champion, WCW Cruiserweight Champion. In front of his hometown of El Paso, Texas, Eddie Guerrero faced his nephew and WCW rookie Chavo in a tag team match. Eddie did not hold back, taking it to Chavo and beginning a months-long initiation that eventually broke his nephew's spirit as well as his mind. Wow, that's kind of dark for Eddie. We couldn't talk about the Halloween Havoc match he had with Ray or anything like that. But yeah, so there is the figure in the box. Let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at it. Did we not get all the tape? I always hate these Ultimate boxes. They can make them a lot easier to open. Let's set that aside. Oh, the Undertaker didn't have it, but Eddie's got the little plastic tabs. I hate these. So I always just break them to get the figure out, and then they just go everywhere. And then I gotta vacuum them all up. Ah! Wow, there's 4 of them for Eddie. Maybe the Undertaker's so big, but let's get Eddie out of his plastic prison with all that going to the mic. But no, here is the figure right there. And I should note that I'm doing the review a little bit different today. I don't necessarily like the front setup with all the figs in the back. Well, I like all the figs in the background, but I don't like that front setup. It's just I don't have the right equipment for it. I always have to rig up the camera and everything like that, so that always makes me annoyed. And like I said in the Undertaker video, it's hot as hell in my attic studio, so I'm not doing much out there. But yeah, so this is a great likeness of Eddie. I mean, that face sculpt is fantastic. The camera's focused on me, focus on Eddie, camera. Great. And this is like his classic WCW garb. Got the gold and the black and the reds. This is how, I mean, honestly, like, I know a lot of people when they think of Eddie these days, they think of his WWE run. I always think of Eddie from this WCW time. This is whenever anyone mentions Eddie Guerrero to me, this is how I think of Eddie. I think it's because I was watching more early WCW, like before Raw would come on, so I'd always see the cruiserweights like Eddie and Ray, Jericho, and all those guys going at it. And then when Eddie had his big push in WWE, that was on SmackDown, and I think I was in college then. I just was not watching SmackDown. I'd watch Raw on Mondays, but I just was not watching SmackDowns because I think it was on Thursdays then. And for anybody who's in college, Thirsty Thursdays, you're going out with your buddies and drinking and doing all that fun stuff, going to parties, things like that. So I wasn't watching SmackDown. So I wasn't really into that era of Eddie. Like, Eddie to me will always be the Cruiserweight champ. This is the Eddie that I'll always think of. But like I was saying about the Undertaker, out of the package, nothing is overly loose. Like, everything is like good and tight. Like, look at that. You can almost kick his own butt. Like, double joints, double elbows right there. The butterfly joint in the back, the ball swivel right there for the hips and everything like that. Everything, nothing's like super loose. Like the last couple, I'm looking over my Ultimate shelves now. Like the last couple, Kurt Angle was pretty good, but the Cody I got, his head's kind of loose. The Viking Brock I got, kind of a loose head. It's been a little bit of QC issues lately for the Ultimates, but yeah, these last two, the Undertaker and this Eddie is great. And then always, of course, I'm gonna pop the head off. Dumbbell joint for the head right there. Yeah, that's a nice solid Eddie right there. And then of course, this is gonna be, because I really wish I had it now. I did not get the Halloween Havoc Rey Mysterio, so I do not have a WCW Cruiserweight title. So I'm excited that I'm adding this to my title belt collection, the WCW Cruiserweight title. Always a good title. Always really cool, classic title. I always really liked that era of WCW belts. I always thought that USA title was great. I honestly don't remember what the TV title looks like. I don't think I have a single figure with TV title. Their tag belts were pretty nice. And of course the big gold belt was nice. Their Cruiserweight title was far superior to the WWE one. It's kind of like when I rank belts, the Winged Eagle I always thought was better than the Big Blue Belt. The IC title, the classic IC title from the 80s and 90s, I thought was better than the US title. The WCW US title, far superior than the WWE US title. But yeah, the WCW US title, nothing wrong with that. So we got that. And of course, we got the regular stoic Eddie. Then we got kind of a grimacing Eddie. He's angry. He's angry at Chavo. Chavo, why do you do this, Chavo? I don't know what I was doing there. And then we got kind of a yell. See, I'm screwing up that camera. A yelling face Eddie. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus. Camera, you don't want to focus on that. But like kind of like a screaming Eddie face right there. And of course we've got the soft goods, which I really like. They've been doing really well. Eddie Guerrero is my favorite wrestler t-shirt. Sleeveless t-shirt for Eddie to wear. Well, I don't know. I might not have Eddie wear this. My other Eddie Ultimate is not wearing his shirt. So that might stay in the plastic prison because I always, just over that way, I keep all my Ultimate boxes on display. I think it looks really nice. I got to rearrange it too because I'm running out of room. Like the Undertaker is just sitting there on the floor. So I got to do that. And then of course, we've got, I've got so many of these kind of hands. Just these splayed out hands. I just have so many of these in my little tackle boxes where I keep my figures. And then also punching hands. Like very few of my figures, when it has interchangeable hands, do I actually have the punching hands display. Like there's the punching hands. Usually I have got like, unless like I've got them in a certain pose, usually got the C grip hands, which, yeah, what Eddie has defaulted with, the C grip hands. I usually have that just so whenever I take them out for pictures, I can, have a chair, hold a title, various things. So it's just easier to have the C grips instead of trying to go find all the different ones. But get those. Let's see, is that? Yep, his feet are in there. So cool. Let me just push all this aside because we're gonna do a little bit of comparison. Of course, the first thing we're gonna compare him to his other Ultimate. A little bit more tan. This Eddie. Actually, I'll hold them up next to each other on camera. A little more tan, a little more muscular. But I mean, Eddie did get bigger in WWE. But look at that back. Compare those backs, those lats of that Eddie. But again, like this Eddie is my Eddie. This is the Eddie I always think of when I think of Eddie Guerrero. I think of the long hair, well, the mullet, the skinnier build, things like that. Nothing against this Eddie. This is a great figure, mind you. But it's just like, I don't know. This is the Eddie I think of when I think of Eddie. So let's set World Champion Eddie over, and then we're going to compare. This is just the Elite, the LWO from the WCW 4-pack. I mean, the Ultimate's a little bit taller. Skin's a little bit darker on this one. A little bit lighter complexion here on this Eddie. Both face scans are great. We got the LWO shirt. So it's kind of like, where am I going to display this? Because I've got this in my WCW shelf right now, which I'm looking over there. I don't think I have any doubles, like for the most part, in the WCW shelf, the NWO shelf, the ECW shelf. I don't have any doubles, so I kind of don't want to put this on the ECW shelf. I might take, LWO is WCW, so maybe this will stay on the WCW shelf. Nah, this is going to get displayed with the Cruiserweight title. Maybe I'll put the Cruiserweight title on Ray. I think this is going to be on the WCW shelf, and Eddie was in ECW. He didn't have this shirt in ECW, but this might get moved to the ECW shelf, because I don't have that much in the ECW shelf. I've got RVD, Raven, Dreamer, Bam Bam, Cactus Jack, and holy crap. Just because I was watching Bash at the Beach 99, I'm saying Hack. Sandman. Don't ever call him Hardcore Hack. It's Sandman. But they're the three Eddies next to each other. But one last comparison, since I've got him out because I have not put him in display yet, the Dead Man. And I think the Dead Man and Eddie had a run-in together during Eddie's SmackDown run, but there is that Eddie next to the Dead Man, the Undertaker, what I just reviewed, right there. But no, this is. This was one of those. I ended up finding this in a Walmart, but I had pre-ordered it, and I wasn't sure if I was going to pre-order or not because I'm kind of slowing down. I mean, you guys see the reviews, but I am slowing down a little bit on my figure collecting. I'm focusing more on gaming now. So I wasn't sure if I was going to get this. And then it's like, at the last second, it's like, you know what? I don't want this to sell out. Pre-order. I also pre-ordered Mankind, which I also found at the Walmart. But I was like, I don't need to get them both right now. I really want Eddie in case they screw up that pre-order because apparently Eddie and Mankind are both the same SKU. So I could see Walmart sending me 2 Mankind's. So I was like, I'll buy Eddie now because he's here and the package was in good condition. And I thought about Mick. Oh, excuse me. I thought about Mick and then I was just like, no, I'll wait for that pre-order of Mick to get in. And I just canceled the Eddie pre-order, left the Mick pre-order up. So when that comes in, I'll probably do a review on that as well. But yeah, the Eddie Guerrero Ultimate. This is a... So I review them, I talk about them, but I don't say if you should buy them or not. Probably because I spend my own money on this stuff. I don't get like samples, and so I don't want to say don't buy this because I spent my money on it, and I don't want to have buyer's remorse. But I really should say that to you guys when I'm reviewing products. This is a definite buy. This is, if you are a Eddie Guerrero fan, 100% buy this figure because this will replace any other Eddie on your WCW shelf. Like this is the definitive Eddie Guerrero. Let's see if we can get him the frog splash. See, these are just tight joints. They gotta get loosened up a little bit. A little bit of frog splash, and then boom, he splays out. I'll definitely be taking photos with this Eddie. Him and my WCW Ray, that I did an unboxing for the Monday Night Wars one. But yeah, this is definitely your definitive WCW Eddie, and a definite purchase. Like, don't even hesitate. You see that you're an Eddie fan or you're a WCW Cruiserweight fan, and you see this bad boy. This is the Eddie for your shelf. You see that at Walmart, don't even hesitate because I guarantee you, if there's going to be no figure fade. If you leave and come back, it ain't going to be there. This Eddie will be gone because I see people buying this up. I see plenty of people on Instagram buying 2 or 3 of them, not even to resell, just like one to open, one to keep in a package. I don't know what they're doing with the third one. Maybe they're going to resell the third one, but a lot of people are buying 2 of these Eddies. I stick by the Toy Galaxy Dan Larson motto. I did see 2. I bought one. I left one for another collector. I left both Mick Foley's for 2 collectors since I got that pre-ordered. But yeah, because I thought about this because I wasn't even hunting for this because I kind of resigned myself. It's like, I'll just, I'll wait for my pre-order to come. And I saw pre-orders aren't supposed to ship till September. I was like, please ship those out sooner. And then I heard that the Mick and Eddie are the same SKU, so I was like, oh no, I could end up getting 2 Mick Foleys because that person at the warehouse isn't going to look at the picture. They're just going to scan the 2 SKUs, which, I mean, that's what they do. I mean, if they don't know wrestling, if they don't know figures, they're just going to like, oh, it's this SKU, boom, 2 of those go in this box. So I didn't want to leave it up to that once I heard that, and I wasn't even at Walmart hunting. I went to the Walmart by me. They didn't have any of them, but the Walmart by me is in the middle of renovation, so they're not restocking that often. In fact, they didn't even put out the big shipper of the SummerSlam stuff. They just kind of put it on a back end, and I didn't even know about it till like a week later and it was already picked through. But yeah, so it's like they didn't have it, so I was like, I'm probably just going to have to wait for my pre-order. And then I was at a Walmart a little bit further away because I happened to be at a different part of town. And I was like, let me just walk over that figure section, see what they got. Not only did they have Eddie and Mick, but they also had the Bret Hart, the black and pink Bret Hart that was reissued. They still have those. But yeah, so I didn't want to risk getting 2 Mick Foleys when that comes. So I canceled the Eddie. So I'm not gonna have another Eddie coming. So hopefully Mick ships and not another Eddie. But I had to get Eddie because I really wanted Eddie. I got a Mick Foley already, and it's the same kind of Mick. It's just not a soft good shirt. It's the black shirt. So I've already got a Mankind there, so if that didn't ship, I wouldn't be there. But yeah, this was my only WCW Eddie, which wouldn't be terrible if he wasn't in jeans. Like if he was in his tights, but like I could live with that. But no, I needed an Eddie that I could take wrestling photos with of him and Ray. So yeah, so again, definite buy. pick this bad boy up. If you see him, definitely get him. If you got him on pre-order, hopefully they ship him and not Mankind for you. But yeah, definite buy. You see two, pick one up for yourself. Leave one for another collector, as Dan Larson would say. And again, thank you for watching. Give me a like if you like this video. Subscribe. Let me know what your definitive Eddie is. Is it WCW Cruiserweight Eddie? Oh no! Is it Undisputed Champ and Undisputed Lats Eddie Guerrero? Or is it ECW Eddie Guerrero? Were you one of the few who actually saw some of his and Malenko's and Jericho's matches in ECW back in the day? I was only privy to that because a good buddy of mine, Brian, was a huge ECW fan, and he showed me all the tapes. Like, right after they all made their debut in WCW, he was like, oh, you like them? You got to check them out in ECW. So he showed me all the tapes back in the 90s. So I didn't see it live, but I did get to see some Eddie and Jericho and Malenko in ECW, which you can probably find somewhere. I don't know if you can find the WWE Network, but I'm sure it's on YouTube someplace, so check it out there. So let me know what your favorite Eddie is. Are you going to be picking up this Eddie, or are you going to be picking up the Mick? Let me know what you think of the figures if you've already picked them up, and as always, have a great day.